From the brand new Lake Flyer Fieldhouse, the Toledo Sports Network is proud to bring you high school basketball featuring the Lake Flyers as they play host to the Toledo Christian Eagles. Hello again, everyone. I'm Steve Taylor, and I'm pleased to be joined by Teron Gillespie. And Teron, we've got a beautiful facility here. Tragic how it came about, but in the event, this is a beautiful facility.
Yes, it's very nice, state-of-the-art. A lot of technology in this new building here, and it's just a great atmosphere to play basketball.
Now let's look at the atmospheres we're talking about. We've got a potential great matchup in this very first game. The Lake Flyers, they have an advantage, and it could come on the inside, but when it's all said and done, it's going to come down to their guard play, and that's where Jared Redding and Connor Bourne comes into play.
Yes, sir. Those guys are going to have to do a great job of helping out with controlling the tempo, minimizing turnovers and things like that, and don't give Toledo Christian an opportunity to run.
They want to utilize their home cooking, and they're going to try to do that early on. But when you look at the other side, you look at Toledo Christian, a very seasoned group, senior laden. These kids got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they shot basketball as a group the entire summer, and they're led by Dominic Pittman and Josh Windler, as well as Eric Sellier.
Don't forget Melvin Thomas. Those guys are very athletic, they play well together, and they like to get up and run. Just about every one of those guys can shoot the outside shot, and they can get into the lane and create and help for other guys. The Lake Flyers are going to have to do a great job of keeping those guys out of the lane and contesting jump shots.
It's the Lake Flyers and the Toledo Christian Eagles, and we'll have all the action when we come to the tip-off of high school basketball right here on your Toledo Sports Network. We'd like to thank you all for joining us here from Flyer Fieldhouse, brand new fieldhouse being dedicated and kicked off tonight. Joining the Toledo Sports Network as we bring you high school basketball. Alongside Teron Gillespie, I'm Steve Taylor bringing you all the action. Tonight's lineups, our starters for tonight for the Lake Flyers, is a 6'2" sophomore Jared Redding, alongside Tyler Landis, a 5'11" senior. Connor Bourne, he's the guy that can shoot it from distance, 5'11" sophomore Connor Bourne. And then the big guys on the inside, Jace Van Sina and Marcus Pierce. And Teron, if there's any advantage for Lake to have, it could very well lie in the middle with Pierce and Van Sina.
Yes, Pierce and Van Sina, they have to definitely control the boards. It's going to be very important for them to control the boards and make sure that they maintain most of all rebounds. And it's going to be very important not to give second shot opportunities with second offensive rebounds.
The lights are going to go out here, and we'll talk about the Toledo Christian Eagles. They are very guard-oriented, and they're led by their 5'9" senior guard, Dominic Pittman, alongside Eric Sellier, Josh Winsler, Cordell Miller, and then Melvin Thomas, who's come along very nicely, transfer over from St. John's, but he could be the X factor for tonight.
Yes, sir. I had an opportunity to coach Melvin Thomas when he was a freshman at St. John's. He was on my undefeated 20-0 team. Melvin brings a lot to the table. He brings in transition. He's able to knock down the three. He can also get inside the lane off the dribble and create a lot of problems if he's not contained.
6'5" junior number 33, Jace Van Sina.
Big Jace Van Sina as he comes out.
6'5"
the big Marcus Pierce. Now, we've got keys for the game tonight, and let's go to our game keys tonight, and let's start with the Lake Flyers. If the Lake Flyers if they're gonna be successful tonight, Teron, they're gonna have to control the glass, and they can do that with those big guys in the middle.
Yes, sir. They definitely can. Those guys are going to have to crash on offensive boards hard, and then make sure they're boxing out and maintaining on the defensive glass too.
They also want to utilize the home cooking. They want to get off to a fast start and really try to get this crowd energized.
Yes, sir. With a nice capacity crowd for this evening, they can provide a lot of help from the noise and the cheering aspect.
For Toledo Christian, if they're going to be successful, they're going to have to control the tempo, and they can do that with the guard play that they have.
Get out, run, all made shots and missed shots, fast breaks should be their mindset.
And for them to try to offset the two big fellas in the middle, they're going to have to gang rebound and really get back and crash the glass as a group.
Everybody, all 5 guys must go to the glass and then get out fast.
Tonight's officials, Mike Bird, James Harris Jr., and Patrick Ellis. These are tonight's officials. And the Eagles control the tap. They're wearing their visiting blues.
Just like to be expected, I kind of expected that Lake Flyers come out in the 2-3 zone. Try to minimize some of that speed and slow those guys down.
Dominic Pittman resets it between the circles. And they pass around the horn. Pittman over to Josh Winsler. Winsler back out to Pittman over to Sellier. Very active 2-3 zone being deployed by the Flyers. Pittman to Sellier. Now Sellier does have knockdown capability. Stops, puts it on the floor, it's cuts off by Pierce, and they'll reset it with 7:10 to go. First quarter, no score.
Glad to see that Toledo Christian is being patient, Steve. That's one of the things with these young kids nowadays.
Excellent look on the inside. That deuce is credited to Josh Winsler from Eric Sellier.
Just like I was saying, they don't like to play defense long. A couple ball reversals, you will usually get an open shot.
Eagles open up man-to-man. They look inside to Pierce. Pierce has it knocked away, and it's controlled by the Eagles, and they look to push it.
They're off and running. Flyers had a great job of getting back and stopping in transition on that possession.
Nice motion offense being deployed by Toledo Christian. Pittman will try it from the top of the key. It'll ring around it. No good, and it'll be controlled by the Lake Flyers. Connor Bowen, spin move. Jared Reddick from the top. No good. Rebound Sellier. Got a contact on the play. We're going to get a foul. The first foul of the game is going to go against Connor Bowen. It'll be his first, team first.
Fouls on Connor Bowen.
Sellier will try it. Long on that, it'll be pulled down by Pierce. And Connor Bowen will bring it across. He'll be guarded very closely by Dominic Pittman. High-low, Pierce, double team, he kicks it back out. We got a whistle on the play.
Toledo Christian is going to stay in the man-to-man. They're going to have to get some backside help when they're fronting the post right there. They don't have any backside help. Those guys are going to be outside down there, and they'll have a field day.
They're really going to have to get more pressure on the basketball, in particular on the passer, to really create tough passing lanes.
Exactly.
That'll be kicked out to Jace Van Sena. And Tyler Landis thought about it. Skipping across to Jared Reddick. There's going to be a little traveling music out front as Connor Bowen shuffle the feet. It'll be the first team turnover. Dominic Pittman are walking across with 5:25 to go first quarter. Eagles lead it by 2. Be knocked out. It'll be side out to Toledo Christian, and it looks like that the Flyers have come out of that zone defense and started to play more man. Thomas finds Josh Winsler. Sellier takes it all the way to the rack. Up off glass, no good. Scramble for it. Thomas pulls it out. He'll shoot it. Long with it. It'll be rebounded by the Lake Flyers.
That there, Steve, was a good opportunity for Toledo Christian to capitalize on offensive rebound.
Short.
Just a little long on the shot.
Rebound, put back Van Center with the first deuce of the game for the Lake Flyers.
And not all 5 Eagles are crashing the boards. There's only 2 guys inside there. That's not going to help them out.
Thomas to the glass, no good. Rebound Flyers. And they look to push it. Bowen's going to pick up contact in a foul. That foul will go against Dominic Pittman. It'll be his first, team second.
It seems like the Lake Flyers are looking to run a little bit here, Steve. When they get opportunities, it looks like they're pushing.
Dominic Pittman on the foul.
Kicked all the way out. Van Center pulls it down. And he's going to shuffle the feet. It'll be the second team turnover. We're knotted at deuces with 4:17 to go first quarter. And we're going to get substitutions. Garshawn Pather.
Jesse White.
And Jesse White will check in for Toledo Christian. And sitting down to be Cordell Miller and Dominic Pittman.
Van Center saw a little bit of that ball pressure that you were just talking about a few minutes ago and got a little panicked and turned it over.
Failure. He'll eye it, buy it, and try it. He knocks down the deuce.
In the full court man-to-man. Toledo Christian is.
Connor Bowen takes it, finds a man along the baseline. Jared Reddick finds Van Center. He's short with it. It'll be snatched down by Pather. And it'll stay with the Eagles as they lead it 4-2, 3:46 to go here in this first quarter. Glad you could join us alongside Teron Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor bringing you all the action. Failure, left side. It'll have it knocked away. It'll stay with the Eagles, 3:28 to go, first quarter. Wensler, he'll try it. Short, rebound Flyers. Tyler Landis had it taken away momentarily. Finds a big fella in the middle. Jerry Reddick up and under. He has it knocked away. He comes away with it. Connor Bowen off the spin move. No good. Snatched down by Jesse White.
That was a great rebound there. Went up with 2 hands, caught the ball at his highest peak, and brought it down.
Melvin Thomas off the continuation. He'll go to the line where he'll shoot a pair.
Fouls on Chase Van Center. Cody Whitten for the Flyers. Dominic Pittman returns for the Eagles.
Dominic Pittman back for Eric Sellier. Actually, that's going to be a foul on the floor, so it'll be taken out under the basket. Thomas, who's patiently waited his turn. And I tell you what this kid did last year in support of his teammates. As Windsor takes it, he has been rejected, but he's going to pick up contact and a foul. And to finish that Thomas story, Thomas really did a great job of supporting his teammates. Knew he wouldn't be able to play last year, but he was at every game, and he was the biggest Toledo Christian Eagle cheerleader of the entire bunch. And it's really paid dividends off for him now as he gets the start in the initial game of the season.
That just goes to show the character of Melvin. He's a great character guy. He comes from a real good family, and he's very respectful. And, you know, when he was playing for me and he wasn't playing much, he was always up cheering, encouraging the guys, and he was always effective when his number was called.
Winslow splits a pair, and the Eagles have a 3-point lead. Sellier comes back, replacing Melvin Thomas, so 2:38 to go. Connor Bowen up against full court pressure. Reddick takes it to the glass, has it rejected. Taken away by Winslow. Winslow, stop and start. Sellier, Pittman off the flash. They'll reset it. brings it back between the circles, and he'll reset the offense.
The veteran leadership that we were talking about earlier with Toledo Christian just showed there. Had a fast break opportunity, didn't force anything, made a couple passes, saw that they didn't have anything, they brought it back out.
Back door. No good. Rebound to be by the Lake Flyers. That's the 7th rebound for the Lake Flyers so far. Back door, nice back door, Reddick.
Beautiful back door.
Five, 4 is your score.
Toledo Christian is having a little bit of trouble helping with the help defense in that man-to-man. They didn't get help on the backside of the lob earlier, and then on that back door, they didn't have anybody that rotated over to stop that layup.
Well, Toledo Christian doing a great job of passing the ball in the interior, and you see right there where Garshawn Pather was the recipient of that. Look at the interior passing. He goes up because of contact and a foul. That's going to be against Van Center.
That was one of the things that we talked about in the opening, that Toledo Christian was going to look to get into the lane, penetrate, and make passes in that way. And the Lake Flyers had to do a better job of keeping those guards out of the lane.
Panther knocks down the first. Second one no good. That's cleared by Pierce. Pierce up ahead to Cody Whitten, who's checked into the contest. Connor Bourne finds Pierce. Pierce got the shot up. Looked like he may have drawn a foul from Jesse White over the back. That's exactly what happened.
That was that size. Nobody boxed out. He missed a shot. Got a second opportunity off his own miss, and was able to get to the free throw line.
Marcus Pierce shooting 2.
Marcus Pierce steps to the line where he'll shoot a pair with 1:18 to go here in this first quarter, trailing by a deuce. Pierce long on the first. And short on the second. Dominic Pigman walks it across the timeline.
Looked like Lake has gone back to the man-to-man here. I like the fact that they've shown Toledo Christian a couple different looks. They haven't just played the same defense the whole time.
Panther, he'll try it, and buy it from the baseline.
Nice one-dribble pull-up move.
And 55 seconds to go here in this first quarter as Cordell Miller checks back in for Jesse White. And the Eagles apply full court pressure.
Oh.
Reddick, spin move. Counter.
Beautiful spin move in transition.
Jared Reddick with a pair. 4 points on the contest for him. Inside, Miller.
Right there, Steve, they pushed the ball down court, and they didn't let Lake get set up in their zone. They advanced the ball up and then was able to get openings because they wasn't set up yet.
Connor Bourne all the way to the basket. He's going to get a blocking foul on the floor. This one here is going to go against Garshawn Panther.
Lake Flyers are starting to open up the dribble moves here. Had a spin in transition and then another behind the back to split two guys in transition there.
Well, you know, and it goes back to exactly what we were talking about, Teron, you know, within our open, is that if the Lake Flyers were going to fly, they were going to have to match guard play. And that falls squarely on the shoulders of that man at the foul line, Connor Bourne and Jared Reddick. And these guys are very athletic. Reddick, as we can see, he really can get up and down as he gets up and snatches down that rebound off the miss. 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Spin move, Reddick again.
Another backdoor play where there is no help from Toledo Christian rotating over.
6 seconds to go. Miller had it taken away. Thomas had it taken away. Reddick. That's not going to count as the red light shows. So 1 quarter in the books, and we have a dandy. It's The Toledo Christian Eagles 10 and the Lake Flyers 9. It's high school basketball right here on the Toledo Sports Network, brought to you in part by the IBW Local 8 and Taz Electronics. We'll be back with much more.
What? You're crazy. It won't stick. Double dog dare me? Triple dog dare me?
Get a remote car starter from TAS Electronics, installed for just $129.
You want to kiss it and make it feel better? Well, you can kiss my
TAS Electronics. It's hot.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
Whether you support the Comets, the Panthers, or the Bulldogs, the Eagles, or the Flyers, we at Genoa Bank support you. We're a local bank that takes pride in serving our community with personal and prompt service, innovative products, and stable financial guidance. And, well, that's earned us quite a few fans of our own. Genoa Bank, taking your banking needs personally.
The Blue Pacific Grill at Levis Commons is your gateway to great food and fun. A tropical-themed restaurant that offers a unique dining experience where you create your own stir-fry from your choice of meats, seafoods, veggies, seasonings, and our signature sauces. The Blue Pacific Grill at Levis Commons, a touch of the islands right here in Toledo. Join us for lunch and dinner. The Blue Pacific Grill, Levis Commons, Perrysburg.
You back to the start of the second quarter alongside the coach of our broadcasting crew, Mr. Toronto Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor. Pleased you could join us from the brand new Flyer Fieldhouse very first game. And we have not been disappointed. Connor Bourne, he'll stop, pop, and then a drop.
That was a great pull-up move. Nobody stepped up to help again. Connor Bourne with a wide open jump shot.
And the Flyers have its first lead of the contest. 11-10. Celia. Thomas. Stop and start. He finds Josh Winsler. No good. And it'll go out of bounds and it'll go over. To the Lake Flyers.
Toledo Christian seems to be having a little bit of problem with the Lake Flyers zone. They showed them a 2-3 look, they showed them a 1-2-2 look, and in that last possession they were in a 1-1-3, and they're confusing Toledo Christian.
Connor Bourne will try it from deep, and he'll buy it from deep.
He's feeling it. He's starting to feel it, Steve.
There's the 1-2 punch of Connor Bourne and Jared Reddick, and it's a timeout on the floor, and we'll take timeout with them. 7:07 to go in the second quarter. It's 14-10 Lake. We'll be back with much more high school basketball on the Toledo Sports Network, brought to you in part by IBW and TAS Electronics.
Know that cozy, warm feeling when you cover up with that big comforter? Seagate Roofing can blow in Owens Corning Attic Cat insulation, and your whole house can have that same feeling. Owens Corning Attic Cat is the new way to insulate. In our area, you should have 18 inches of attic insulation. Take advantage of Seagate Roofing's introductory offer. Save money two ways. Our introductory offer and on those rising heating bills. Call Seagate today. Start saving money and stay cozy without the comforter.
244-LEAK Seagate.
The Lake Flyers in the midst of an 8-0 run, and they lead Toledo Christian 14-10. Melvin Thomas, he's going to pick up contact and a foul. Be interesting to see if this basket account, and the basket will count. Melvin Thomas with a strong dribble drive. You see it right here. A little continuation, but
great shows, great strength to still maintain control after the contact, to actually turn in the air and face the basket and put it off the glass.
Melvin Thomas long on that free throw. It'll be snatched down by the Flyers. Bowen behind the back. Ready as he finds Todd Walters along the baseline.
It seems to be the thing that we thought the Toledo Christian would be most effective at, is getting into the lane. It seems like the Lake Flyers are getting into the lane a little better right now.
Well, and what's happening is, you know, the dribble drive is really what's opening up easy basket opportunities for the other Flyers.
And they're making great decisions once they get into the lane. We've seen the pull up and we've seen the pass to drop it off.
Melvin Thomas, no good. It'll be pulled down by Sellier. Sellier's going to pick up contact and a foul off the strong dribble drive.
That's one of the things that the Lake Flyers can't let Toledo Christian do, is get offensive rebounds, second shot opportunities. They're a little smaller right now than normal, and you know, it seems to have an effect on that possession right there with the offensive board.
Flyers not shooting it well. The Eagles not shooting it well from the free throw line. Eric Sellier misses the front end of that.
And that's not normal for a Dave McGuinty coach team. They're usually very, very good free throw shooters.
And that one's knocked down. So a 3-point Flyer lead. 6:07 to go here in this second quarter. Bowen all the way to the basket. And it'll be rebounded and thrown off of a Toledo Christian Eagle. 11 team rebounds to only 6 for Toledo Christian. So really late punishing Toledo Christian on the glass. Thus they have a slight lead.
I think Coach McGuinty is going to have to make an adjustment on how he's guarding Connor Bowen, because he seems to be having his way right now, Steve. He's able to go left. He's able to go right. He's stopping on the pull-up. He's dropping down into the lane to the big guy for layups. He's causing a lot of problems right now for the Eagles.
Tell you, and there's some discussion on the side, and by my count, the score should be 16-13 and not 16-12, and I'm wondering if that's what the conversation is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And McGuinty's talking about it over there with the officials.
Yeah, you see him pointing at the scoreboard.
And that's exactly what it was. So the Eagles are credited to point as referee Mike Bird, James Harris, and Patrick Ellis gets it right. So 16-13 is your score, 5:53 to go here in the second quarter. That'll be thrown all the way out to Tyler Landis. Landis, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound, putback, Marcus Pierce.
Marcus Pierce has to be blocked out.
Sellier, short jumper,
like
no
to see
good.
one more pass right there. And another guy open in the corner.
Landis, stop and start. No good, and Connor Bowen will reset it between the circles with 5:24 to go. Reddick finds Witt. Witt picks up the double team, picks up his dribble. And Connor Bowen and Tyler Landis will reset it with 5:05 to go. Bowen dribbles left. Landis will try from 3. No good. Good box out.
Beautiful box out.
Melvin Thomas. Thomas calls his own number. No good. Rebound Pierce.
I think McGuinty would like to see a little better shot than that one in transition.
Witt, long on the 3. Snatched down by Sellier, and he'll bring it up and he'll slow it down. Dominic Pittman from the foul line, and he'll get a kind bounce, the shooter's bounce.
Dominic Pittman.
Oh, that was a scary pass there from Landis. Steve, I actually had the opportunity to coach Landis for a year when I was over at Start as the varsity assistant. He was on the JV team. He's a pretty good shooter. And I'm surprised I haven't seen him pulling the trigger a little bit more.
Thomas gets called for the reach.
Fouls on number 23, Melvin Thomas. In for the Eagles, Jesse White.
Jesse White back into the contest, as well as Kyle Kempton.
Cody Witt at the line. 1-1.
No good rebound, White. Eric Sellier, he'll run the show. Continue to employ that 2-3 zone. Dominic Pittman to try from distance. Roll around, no good. Strong rebound, White, no good. Another rebound. This time it's Kempton. And that's what we mean by gang rebounding. Pittman, rattle around, no good. Kempton again. He thought about it. Gets rid of it.
It's about 4 straight offensive rebounds here on this possession, see. Lake has to do a better job of boxing out themselves.
Skip pass, Winsler. Got it.
Josh Winsler
from three-point land.
Josh also spent a little bit of time over at Start High School before he transferred to Toledo Christian.
Pittman and Bowen. And Bowen loses it out of bounds. Third turnover for the Lake Flyers.
7 returns for the Flyers.
We're tied at 18 with 2:56 to go before the half. And Pittman's calling out the signals.
So they're showing a 1-2-2 look here, Steve.
Another different look. Winsler on the baseline. Interior pass knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. They'll inbound under his basket with 2:40 to go.
Josh tried to get a little fancy on that one. On baseline with a little up and under flip pass.
Here's the inbounds pass. No good. It's controlled by Pierce. Jared Reddick. Three-pointer on his way. No good. Snatched down by Josh White.
Josh White is doing a good job of getting inside position on these defensive rebounds and limiting Lake to one shot.
There's a turnover. Up ahead. Count it as Tyler Landis breaks into the scoring column.
That was an excellent layup there where right before he went up, the defender tried to swipe at the ball and he moved it just enough for him to go by and have enough room to get it off the glass. Great move.
Kempton to Pittman.
Now they're back into the 2-3. I like the way that Lake is changing up the defenses on them. It's kind of keeping Toledo Christian off balance.
They're really struggling to shoot it from the field. Winsler tried his foot on the line, and he'll knock it down.
Josh Winsler.
Winsler with 9 on the contest.
He can put him down in bunches if you let him get going. Toledo Christian back to the full court pressure or press. They're not putting a lot of pressure on the ball though.
Actually, I said Winsler had 9, make that 8, because that was only a 2-pointer. And we've got a double dribble out front as the pressure for Toledo Christian forces another turnover. That'll be the 4th Lake Flyer turnover.
Ball pressure. You have to pressure the ball. You have to make Lake uncomfortable. Lake right now is very comfortable. They're making the passes where they want to make the pass, and they're being able to dribble wherever they want to go. So Toledo Christian has to make them uncomfortable.
Dominic Pittman with 1:03 to go here in the half. Winsler turns it over. And Bowen to slow it up. We're under a minute. Pierce along the baseline. Rattles around, no good. Van Center.
Nice reverse layup from Van Center there.
Well, Van Center knew that there was no one that could block that shot. You saw how nonchalant he just flipped it up over his shoulder.
And he also used the rim as another guy to block the defense off. Looks like Toledo Christian is going to hold for one shot here, Steve. They're setting up their offense now. Lakers pulling out and coming, look like they're going to show man.
14 seconds. Pittman trying to break down the defense. Three-pointer on its way, no good. And it'll stay right here with the Eagles with 3.5 seconds to go.
That was great defense on the ball right there by Connor Bowen. Dominic Pittman was trying to get into the lane, and he was able to stop him and make him pass the ball where he really didn't want to pass the ball.
Melvin Thomas will try it. No good. And it'll be rebounded by the Lake Flyers. And they will go into the locker room with a 2-point lead as they lead the Toledo Christian Eagles 22-20. It's high school basketball right here on the Toledo Sports Network, brought to you in part by the local 8IBEW and TAS Electronics. We'll be back with much more. Thanks for joining us. Start of the third quarter. We're back at the brand new Lake Flyer Fieldhouse. And the Lake Flyers lead the Toledo Christian Eagles 22-20. Toledo Christian will inbounds it.
Interesting to see if the halftime adjustments that were talked about in the locker room show up on the court here, Steve. Lake opens up in the man-to-man.
And there's another turnover. So 4 turnovers.
Just the different looks in the defense of the Lake Flyers is causing all kind of problems, I believe, for Toledo Christian. Home run ball. That was a great play off the out of bounds there, Steve, to go long and throw the ball over the top of the defense and get a break. Back to the man, wide open three for Melvin.
Melvin Thomas for the triple.
Melvin Thomas.
That was the most relaxed shot that Melvin has taken all game. I felt that he was rushing the ball.
But the thing that jumped out to me right there was the ball reversal. Great ball reversal, great recognition. You know, the extra pass, you touched on that in the first half. The ability to be able to look for the extra pass to get up a good shot for a better shot.
Right.
We're going to get a hell ball situation. The possession arrow stays with the Lake Flyers.
And it seems like Toledo Christian, one of their key points in halftime in the locker room was to pick up the pressure. They seem to come out with a lot more intensity on defense here.
Van Cena out top, reversed it. Short jumper, knocked down by Tyler Landis.
And the Lake Flyers continue to make great decisions once they get the ball inside the lane. That was the only thing that Tyler could do in that situation was pull up. Any other thing else would have been a turnover.
Melvin Thomas thought about it, rattles around, no good, and it'll be turned over to the Lake Flyers.
Thank you all for participating in tonight's 50-50 fundraiser.
Jump shot, no good. Rebound, Toledo Christian, and they look to push. Up ahead, Melvin Thomas running the floor. Up, off glass, and count it.
That's what they have to do. They have to get out in transition and beat them down the floor.
7 points for
Melvin Thomas there with a great leak out on that fast break to get himself in position to catch and just lay the ball up.
And it's going to be tipped out of bounds as Thomas knocks it out.
Another key for Toledo Christian will have to be, along with that pressure, just to make them play faster and make them a little bit more uncomfortable. The last couple of possessions, the Lake Flyers has been a little uncomfortable.
And it's going to be hell ball situation. Possession arrow to go over to the Toledo Christian Eagles.
Great hustle by Pierce to get on the floor after the loose ball. It was three Toledo Christian Eagles right around the ball, and then Pierce, the big guy, was the one that dove on the floor to get it.
Timeout on the floor, and we'll take timeout with them. 5:51 to go here at the brand new Lake Fieldhouse. It's the Toledo Christian Eagles trailing the Lake Flyers 26-25.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
What? You're crazy. It won't stick. Double dog dare me? Triple dog dare me?
Get a remote car starter from TAS Electronics, installed for just $129.
You want to kiss it and make it feel better? Well, you can kiss my
TAS Electronics, it's hot.
Back at Flyer Fieldhouse is going to be tipped out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to go back over to the Lake Flyers. So the Flyers are inbound at 5:50 to go, third quarter. And that'll go off the leg of Tyler Landis. Too much dribbling, Coach.
A lot of dribbling, but then they've picked up the ball pressure and they're in passing lane. So Lake Flyers are not having as many guys open to pass the ball. They're not comfortable anymore.
That's going to be taken out of the hands of Pittman.
Little too small to go into the land of those big guys. Those 2 6'5s are pretty big guys.
Winslow trying. It'll wrap around, be snatched down by Eric Sellier.
Great offensive rebound there by Sellier.
That was flat wanting it. Sellier off the bounce. He's going to take Van Center between the circles. Try to get a little space.
Like we have isolation going on.
ISO no good. Snatched down Connor Bourne.
Once again, Connor showed great patience there not to just try to push the ball up and get something because he was out ahead of everybody. Didn't have the numbers that he liked, so.
Connor Bourne off the curl. Got it.
Great weave play there. They ran the weave out top, and there Connor came off of that pick, off that weave pass, and with a nice pull-up jump shot.
8 points for Connor Bourne.
Now the Lake Flyers have just shown an extended 1-2-2 where they started to pick up and trap in that half court.
Ball on the floor. Cordell Miller picks it up. Melvin Thomas, no good. But it'll be tipped out of bounds and it'll go over to the Lake Flyers. 7 turnovers now for Toledo Christian. Bourne, spin move, and he's gonna double dribble. Great ball pressure, forced the turnover right in front of the Toledo Christian bench.
The first 4 minutes of this half, Toledo Christian's ball pressure has been very, very good. Back to the 1-2-2 set.
Back around, Sellier, Pittman.
I love the way that the Lake Flyers mix up their defensive calls.
They continue just to pass it around. It'll be kicked out of bounds, and it'll remain with Toledo Christian.
Cody Whitting for the Flyers.
Strong bounce, Cordell Miller. He's going to pick up contact and a foul with 3:45 to go. Trailing by 3. Miller will go to the line where he'll shoot a pair.
That was a nice move off the dribble by Miller after he cut. Most guys would have gone up for that shot there and try to go and get it over the big guy. But he took the extra dribble to get himself some space and get an easy layup.
Cordell Miller, 2 points on the contest for him. Make it 3. Miller, good on a pair. Cuts the lead to 1. And it gives Toledo Christian a chance to apply full court pressure. Jerry Reddick, he's cut off by Eric Sellier. 2 times, and it'll be a timeout. Timeout taken, and we'll keep it right here. 3:38 to go here in this third quarter. And the Flyers nursing a 1-point lead alongside our coach, Teron Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor bringing you all the action. And when you look at this one, you see the adjustment made by Toledo Christian. They started to apply more ball pressure on the basketball, making it really tough for the Lake Flyer guards to really dictate play, which they did a great job of in the first half.
And one of the things that they're doing now, Steve, is they're doing a great job of trying to keep the ball out of Connor Bourne's hands. They're putting pressure on him and trying to deny him the ball and out of bounds when they're pressing full court, and they're making somebody else bring the ball up court. Tyler Landis has had to bring the ball up. Reddick has had to bring the ball up, and it's been causing some problems for the Lake Flyers to get into their offense.
Lake Flyers are inbound his sideline. Connor Bourne, he let go of that and almost turned it over again. It's Dominic Pittman really in his hip pocket. Van Center high-low to Pierce. Pierce turns, picked up, and he's going to be called for the charge as Cordell Miller three-quartered him right there and really played the big fella well. Didn't back down an inch.
Not at all, and he kept his hands in front of his face and high, so he didn't have a real clear passing lane. See, he lead with the elbow on the spin move, after he decided to actually go ahead and shoot it because he was trying to pass before that.
Flyers with a three-quarter half-court trap. Short. Sellier follows his own miss, and he puts it in.
Great offensive rebound by Sellier.
But Sellier's too good of a shooter to have this type of shooting night to not really get off the snide.
And one of the things the late Flyers don't want to see is him actually get off that snide and get going and hit a couple shots.
He's going to get caught on the reach around right there against Jace Van Sena.
Van Sena had actually great post position there and had him sitting all the way on his back, Steve. There was nothing else he could do but allow him to get that pass or reach around for that foul.
So to be inbounded under the Lake Flyer basket, Connor Bourne off the curl, with a try it, short on the three-pointer, he'll get his own miss. There's a scramble for it. Connor Bourne comes away with it. He's going to have it tipped away. Van Sena gets it to fall, and he'll go to the line.
Van Sena is tough around the basket. He can finish multiple different ways, Steve. That was a great offensive rebound and reverse layup there.
A big fella keeping the basketball high. That's 19 rebounds. I tell you what, here recently, the Eagles have done a better job at rebounding as they cut into it. So they hold a 3-rebound advantage. But you can't allow the big fella to really turn and get and one situations where he just got 7 points on the contest for Jace Van Sena.
Now the Flyers are picking up full court.
Oh.
Excellent defense.
That's going to be a charge as Ty Walters got there. But I tell you what, if you don't stick that elbow out, you're probably going to get the player control foul going your way. But you stick that elbow out, you make that a real tough call.
What I think was that they threw Toledo Christian off guard again by picking up full court. That was the first time they've picked up full court in this contest, Steve, and nobody at Toledo Christian floor was expecting it.
Reddick. That basketball is going to go off the referee and over to Toledo Christian.
It was heading out of bounds already before the referee had anything to do with it.
They're going to say that it went off of Thomas. Now, I'll tell you what, is there any way we can go back and take a look at that? As you see McWhinney beside himself. Let's try to see what happens here. You know, and I think that, you know, the right thing to do is to go, if nothing else, go to alternated possessions. They got it right. They got it right because the ball did go off of the Lake Flyers. The ball goes off of the Lake Flyers, but it bounces back off and off the referee. So it really should have been Toledo Christian's basketball. In any event, referees got it right.
I love it when the guys huddle up and then and go over the call and make sure that they get it right.
Thomas from three-point range. Again, Melvin Thomas rings a three-point bell.
Melvin is relaxed a lot more in the second half, and he's not rushing his shot as much as he was in the first. And the result of that is he's 2 for 3 from 3 in this half.
There's going to be a hell ball. Possession error will go over to the Eagles, and the Eagles lead it by 1 with the basketball. Melvin Thomas, the game's leading scorer, 10 points, the first player in double figures. 1:42 to go here in the third quarter. Get your popcorn ready. We've got a great finish ahead for us.
Back to the 2-3. Trying to control the tempo and slow Toledo Christian down off this little run that they're on right now.
Dominic Pittman between the circles. Pittman off the dribble drive. Hands the Winslow. Skip pass over to Panther. Thomas again. Baseline, no good. Be rebounded by Todd Walters. We're going to get a block right there. And what bails out Connor Bourne is the fact that Garshon Panther reached for the basketball. If Garshon don't reach in that situation, I think it's going to be a charge right there. In any event, it's going to be sideline out. Flyers are inbounded, trailing by 1 with 1:05 to go here in the third quarter. Ready to the basket. No good. Strong rebound by White.
Strong rebound. Toledo Christian looking to run.
Start, stop.
Lake did a very good job getting back on defense and then cause a turnover. Miscommunication between Melvin Thomas and another player.
Spin move. Connor Bourne.
Connor Bourne. Another great spin move.
10 points for Connor. What a move. And the Flyers recapture the lead, 33-32.
Toledo Christian is holding for the last shot here. Try to go into the fourth quarter with a lead.
Pittman, 5 seconds, 4, 3. 3 ball on its way. It'll count if it goes. Back iron. So 3 quarters are in the books. We've got a great one. Lake, 33. Toledo Christian, 32. There's a spin move right in your living room. Off glass, counted. It's high school basketball right here on the Toledo Sports Network. Brought to you by your local IBEW and TAS Electronics. We'll be back for the finish.
Whether you support the Comets, the Panthers, or the Bulldogs, the Eagles, or the Flyers, we at Genoa Bank support you. We're a local bank that takes pride in serving our community with personal and prompt service, innovative products, and stable financial guidance. And, well, that's earned us quite a few fans of our own. Genoa Bank, taking your banking needs personally.
The Blue Pacific Grill at Levis Commons is your gateway to great food and fun. A tropical-themed restaurant that offers a unique dining experience where you create your own stir-fry from your choice of meats, seafoods, veggies, seasonings, and our signature sauces. The Blue Pacific Grill at Levis Commons, a touch of the islands right here in Toledo. Join us for lunch and dinner. The Blue Pacific Grill, Levis Commons, Perrysburg.
Start of the fourth quarter.
The table was set, Steve, for this to be a good one.
Lake nursing a 1-point lead as they'll inbounds it. Alongside our coach, Tyron Gillespie, I'm Steve Taylor, bringing you all the action. Connor Bowen. Ball turned over. The 9th turnover for the Lake Flyers.
It's going to be important for Toledo Christian to get a bucket here.
Melvin Thomas thought about it.
Yeah, 6'5" was coming at him with a hand up. But there, Toledo Christian again is showing good patience on defense.
Panther tried from distance. No good. It'll be ran down by Josh Winsler, but he stepped out of bounds.
That was a great box out over there by Reddick, which just gave him enough time for the ball to get out of position where Joshua had to step out of bounds to get it.
7:15 in the contest. Dominic Pittman cramping up on the sideline, so they're trying to rub that out. We saw him starting to get medical attention on the side. In a game like this, especially early on, you kind of expect some cramping, but what a horrible time for that to start to come into play. 3-pointer on its way. No good. It'll be tapped around and controlled by White. 1 and done for the Flyers. Panther reset it. Thomas faces the zone.
Toledo Christian needs to get. I think they're taking a timeout to try to get buy some time with Dominique Pittman on the sideline there. He's their floor general, Steve.
Yeah, he's the quarterback of the team, and he's the guy that really makes this whole ship turn.
He's been leading the pressure in this second half on Connor Bourne to force a lot of those turnovers. But he's been playing a lot of, double duty, but at a high level.
Absolutely has. And I tell you what is a high level. It's our DVD quality copies of these games. You can get any kind of game that we've ever done here. You can buy a DVD. All you have to do is give us a call at 419-514-1302. That's 419-514-1302. If you want a copy of this game or any other game that we telecast here, and you can watch our games right here on ToledoSportsNetwork.com.
WTVG 13.2 or Buckeye Cable 614 and Time Warner 996. Join Steve Taylor and Teron Gillespie on the call. That's Toledo Sports Network, the new home for Northwest Ohio sports.
And Eagles will inbound it with 6:30 to go. Trailing by 1. Eric Sellier picks up a screen. Off the dribble drive, picks up his dribble. Miller saves it, gives him a high screen, and is going to call that a legal pick against Cordell Miller. They say he leaned into him.
Yeah, and that Flyer defense had great possession and position on that particular play, and I don't think that he was actually expecting that guy to get around him, so he had to give him a little bit more just because he was actually playing an angle.
Connor Bourne, he'll stop, pop. We're going to get contact and a foul. Like this is going to go against Miller again. It'll be his third. It's going to call this on Melvin Thomas, so that'll be Melvin's second, team sixth.
Somebody's going to have to break the ice here, Steve, and I think the team that does to get the first basket may be able to carry a little bit of momentum to take them down the stretch.
Van Santa got away with what looked like an illegal screen. Back door. Bowen, that'll be Reddick.
Nice.
Reddick, 10 points for him on the contest.
Nice back door. Nice finish.
Flyers lead it by 3.
Toledo Christian is just a little out of sorts without the point guard. You see they're leaving Melvin kind of on an island here, and he's not getting anybody moving.
Thomas forces one. No good. Pulled down by the Flyers. Outlet finds Landis. Landis pulls it down. Connor Bourne. Tray ball on his way. Jared Reddick.
Whoa. Great penetrating pitch there. Into the lane and pitch. I'm surprised Toledo Christian didn't take a timeout here.
Largest lead of the contest for either team. Winsler finds Cordell Miller. Miller will be fouled on the floor before the shot. And Pittman will come in and he'll replace Jesse White.
Let's see now if they can get back organized now that Dominique Pittman is back in the game, and see if they can get back to the style of play that they started off the half with, Steve.
Flyers on a 7-0 run. Pittman, start, stop, kick out. Winsler, long on a three-pointer.
Great play by Pittman, just a little bit long on the shot, but good execution on the offense.
Bowen, all the way to the basket, count it. That'll force the Eagles to call timeout. Largest lead of the game, Flyers by 8, 4:31 to go. And you see Connor Bowen with the kiss. We're gonna step aside. We'll be back with much more high school basketball right here on your Toledo Sports Network.
Is your house ready for some new vinyl windows, professionally installed, all for $179? Dunright Building Services can install any size white double-hung insulated window for $179. That's right, $179 with a lifetime warranty. Dunright Building Services can also help homeowners with entry doors, siding, decks, and 4-season patio enclosures to make your home your dream home. All from a name you can trust, Dunright Building Services.
4:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lake leading Toledo Christian 40-32. Lake fires on a 9-0 run.
Toledo Christian needs a bucket here in a bad way, Steve. Lake comes out in the man-to-man defense again. Great coaching to switch up the defense as much as he's switching up and running different looks and keeping Toledo Christian off balance.
Pittman rattles around, no good. He's thrown up and taken away by Pittman. Nice backdoor, Miller.
That's the general. Pull up and draw all the attention to him, and then make the pass for the layup.
Up ahead, Tyler Landis. Landis will try it from distance. No good. Long rebound. Pittman spin move. Winsler. Short. Tip back out to Winsler. Thomas will pull it down. 3:31 to go. No need to panic right now if you're the Eagles.
Plenty of time left, Steve. Just make sure you get good possessions.
Pittman rattles around and he gets the shooter's roll. There's the quarterback, the QB, the catalyst, Dominic Pittman.
Great hustle right there. Toledo Christian is stepping it up. A lot of pressure has been applied to Connor Boyne. It's going to be interesting if he can keep how well conditioned he's in to keep up with this pressure down the stretch here.
Boyne has turned it over several times. Flyers lead it by 3 with 2:58 to go. Pierce, no good. It'll be rebounded by Eric Sellier. It's a one-possession game, and the Eagles have the basketball. Sellier stop. Sellier will try it. Rattles around, no good. The big fella Pierce pulls down the carom.
Maybe time for Lake to start to take a little bit of the air out of the ball and make sure that they're getting a good shot that they want.
That's going to be turned over with the pressure defense. .2:15 to go here in the in this contest. 3-point Flyer lead. Pittman. Sellier. Winsler. Sellier thought about it. And Pittman thought about it. They're going to get a little hot set by Sellier. Boy, he really should have probably pulled that jump shot.
Yeah, he should have.
1:50 to go in this contest. One possession game. Flyers nursing a 3-point lead. Painter comes in to replace Eric Sellier. Bourne picks it up. Ready. 90 seconds to go in this contest. It's going to be poked away by Winsler. And he'll finish it.
That was great defense. Way to jump the weave and get in front of the pass and poke it away. That was great defense there by Josh Winsler.
Josh Winsler for DC.
And it's going to be a timeout on the floor. So 70 seconds to go in this contest. Lake nursing a 1-point lead. Can they hold on? We'll find out when we come back to high school basketball. Brought to you by the Toledo Sports Network, in part by the IBW Local 8.
What? You're crazy. It won't stick. Double dog dare me? Triple dog dare me?
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Get a remote car starter from TAS Electronics, installed for just $129.
You want to kiss it and make it feel better? Well, you can kiss my
TAS Electronics. It's hot.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
We're set for a thrilling finish. Lake leading Toledo Christian by 1 alongside Teron Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor. Pleased you could join us.
Let's see if the Lake Flyer coach drew up something to get the ball inside, to take advantage of the size inside.
Just under a minute.
They're actually in an open set where they had the whole floor spread out.
Connor Bowen. We're going to get a bump. That's going to send Tyler Landis to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. As the Flyers now shoot the bonus, shoot the penalty. So 46 seconds to go. And the pressure goes over to Tyler Landis.
Very big free throws here.
Pure on the first one. That makes that second a whole lot easier.
Definitely a whole lot easier. The basket just grew 2 inches in the circumference.
And a rattle around. And he'll get the shooter's bounce. 1 possession game. Pittman will bring it across the timeline.
Lake Flyers in their trusty 2-3 zone. They've given a lot of different looks, but they seem to always go back to this. And it's causing a whole lot of problems for Toledo Christian.
Timeout. As Coach McWhinney wants to draw up a play, and we'll keep it here as the Lake Flyers nurse the 3-point lead alongside our coach, Teron Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor. We've got 29.8 seconds to go on this one, Coach. So what do you tell your team on the sideline? Do you shoot the 3-pointer, or do you go for the quick 2 and then maybe foul on the other end?
Me, as a coach, I will try to go for the quick 2, get something quick inside, and then pressure the ball on the inbound pass. Try to get a steal or get them to turn the ball over through pressure. If I'm the Lake Flyers, then I'm telling them to make sure that they have high hands up and guard the 3-point line. We're playing 3-point defense where we're not giving up any threes, and we'll let them take a 2 or give them the lane and then help out to contest the 2.
Yeah, because, you do have the size on the inside with the big fellas really to contest anything at the basket. So I like your point. Coach, I like having you here because, see, that's exactly what I would do. You give them the 2. If they make it, so be it. Shake his hand. But what you don't want to do right now is you don't want to give up a 3-point opportunity.
The Lake Flyers also, in the offensive defense situation, they may have to make sure that they have great free throw shooters on the floor at each possession.
Eagles will inbound at 29 seconds to go in this one. Pittman.
They come out on the 1-2-2 look, so they change the look up again.
Pittman a try from 3. No good, but it'll be rebounded by Josh Wensler. Sellier, stop and start. 15 seconds to go. Dribble drive. And kissed off the glass by Eric Sellier.
That was a close one there. It was a turnover, a loose ball that Lake Flyers could have actually had picked up and ball been in their favor, but they let it go through, and Toledo Christian was able to get it and get a layup.
Yeah, you know, and I think Toledo Christian kind of went for the three a bit prematurely because here you go. You've got 8 seconds to go. Now, you get a chance to set your defense, and I like that. You know, you got the deuce. If you get the quick steal, you go for the quick steal. If you don't do it, you foul, you send them to the line. You still got plenty of time to get down to take that three-pointer.
Right. And then, like I said, the Lake Flyers came out and they played great three-point defense. They wasn't giving up no shots on the line. It was about 4 or 5 passes around the perimeter trying to get threes off. They didn't get that off, and then when Toledo Christian put the ball on the floor, they actually lost it, but the Lake Flyers just didn't come up with the loose ball.
So the Eagles will apply full court pressure. Inbounding it'll be Jace Van Center, so the 6'5" guy will go up front. He'll run the baseline, pass it to Jared Reddick. Reddick will be fouled immediately with 6.7 seconds to go. So Reddick will go to the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1. Fouls on Eric Sellier. That's Sellier's 4th. 6.7 seconds to go in this one.
Steve, I just don't like not having anybody in the lane for the rebound. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, because if he misses, you give him a free release up the floor.
Right, you don't have nobody in position to slow the ball down on that aspect, and then it's a 1 and 1. So we really want to have somebody in there to try to get an offensive rebound.
Ready, nothing but nylon.
Well, maybe coach knew that those 2 free throws were layups.
Now, if he misses this, I run it to half court and call a timeout. But he doesn't miss. 15 points for Jared Reddick. Pittman, a try from 3. No good. And the Lake Flyers will hold on, and they'll upend the Toledo Christian Eagles 44-41. What a thrilling finish as Jared Reddick knocks down the one-on-one at the line, and they secure the victory. The Lake Flyers on their very first game in their gym.
What a way to open up the new gym. What a way to open up a new facility. A very close game from start to finish, and they pull out the win with great guard play.
We're going to step aside, and we'll be back to wrap this all up from the brand spanking new Lake Flyer Fieldhouse. The Flyers upend the Toledo Christian Eagles 44-41. High school basketball brought to you in part by the local IBW and TAS Electronics.
Whether you support the Comets, the Panthers, or the Bulldogs, the Eagles, or the Flyers, we at Genoa Bank support you. We're a local bank that takes pride in serving our community with personal and prompt service, innovative products, and stable financial guidance. And, well, that's earned us quite a few fans of our own. Genoa Bank, taking your banking needs personally.
Back one final time to Flyer Fieldhouse alongside our coach, Teron Gillespie. I'm Steve Taylor. And, Coach, we had a thriller here, but just going back, reliving the final seconds of this one, what jumps out to you is how calm the Lake Flyers were and how they hit big shots, big free throws in particular, really to seal the deal.
They were very calm, which was surprising to me, and it showed the confidence that their coach had in those guys on the free throw line, that he didn't even have a rebounder in the lane for those free throws. There was one guy on the free throw line, 4 people back for defense. I mean, that just shows a whole lot of confidence in the coach that the coach has in his players to knock down those free throws. And I was questioning it, but you know, when he stepped up to it and made them look like layups. You know.
When we go back and we look at the keys of the game to this, we talked about the guard play, in particular for Lake being able to match the guard play of the Toledo Christian Eagles. Well, they did that and then some tonight.
They did that and a lot more. They did a great job. Bourne did a great job of controlling the tempo. We talked about tempo earlier. They pushed when they had opportunities and they had numbers, but then they were also very, very patient when they didn't have numbers or Toledo Christian was recovering pretty good. And then they came back out, they reset, and then they took the time to run the offense and get the plays or get the looks that the coach actually wanted.
And then when we look at the Lake Flyers, again, the thing that really jumped out to us is how Coach Bowen continued to change defenses, really making it tough on the Toledo Christian offensive sets.
They never were able to actually get comfortable at one look. He showed them 1-2-2, 1-1-3. He showed them the 2-3. He's played some man-to-man. He picked up half court, a possession or two, and then he got a turnover picking up full court in the man-to-man. I mean, he kept them very, very off balance the entire game. He just constantly gave up different looks. Every time McGuinty called a timeout and was set up for one defense, they came out of the timeout, and the Lake Flyers were in another defense, and then the Eagles were kind of looking over at Coach like, okay, what are we doing now? Because we didn't just talk about that.
Yeah, the Flyers led by Jared Reddick's 15 points. Connor Bourne chipped in with 12. But let's look at the Toledo Christian Eagles. A lot of positives. And when you look at them, Melvin Thomas, 10 points on the contest. Josh Windsor, the ability to knock down a long shot. Eric Sellier really didn't shoot it well tonight, but we know he has three-point capability. And the catalyst, the quarterback, the man, Dominic Pittman.
I want to start with Sellier. He didn't shoot the ball extremely well or as well as he's capable of shooting, but he did a lot of other things that affected the game. He made a lot of hustle plays to get them back in the game. He got his hand on a lot of loose balls and tips and stuff to keep the ball alive. Dominique, there was a stretch where he was out of the game with cramps that I think really hurt Toledo Christian because it was about 4 or 5 possessions where they seemed to be a little bit lost and stagnant, where they wasn't getting the same type of looks and the offense just wasn't flowing the way that it normally does with Dominique at the helm. And then we know with Josh and Melvin, both of those guys shot the ball a lot better in the second half. Well, Melvin shot the ball a lot better in the second half, but I think he rushed some shots earlier. He was pressing, coming into his senior year, wanting to be the guy. And then, he relaxed in the second half, and he was able to knock down some big shots. And then Josh was pretty consistent with the jump shot, and then he actually put the ball on the floor and got into the lane and created some things a couple of times too. So they have a lot to build on, and going into their season over there, they have a lot of positives to build on, and I think that they're going to be very, very tough in conference play.
I absolutely think so too, but they fall a little bit short tonight as the Lake Flyers hold on and they beat the Toledo Christian Eagles 44-41. Alongside our coach, Teron Gillespie, I'm Steve Taylor, and our hard-working crew. We'd like to thank you for joining us from the brand new Flyer Field House, but we'll bring you much more basketball action right here on the Toledo Sports Network. We'll see you next time, and good night, everybody.